It's time for the Ravagers to rise once again to glory!
You are listening to The Ravager Report, a Fox Next Marvel Strike Force podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest news, information, and updates. With your hosts, Dorian.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it!
And Hebrew Hammer.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Hello and welcome to episode 46 of the Ravager Report. I am, as always, your host, Dorian. And back with me from his 2-week vacation, the honorable Hebrew Hammer. Hebrew, how you doing tonight?
I am doing very good. I got the sniffles, as you know, so a little under the weather, but yeah, still doing good.
Yeah, I was sitting here trying to think what that starts with H that is like ill or sick. You know, what is a good synonym? You know, that starts with the letter H for sick, and nothing came to mind. So
yeah,
I just fell back to the old faithful.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah. So we do want to thank you for deciding to join us tonight if you're in our studio audience. And if you are listening to the podcast, you can listen live. We record every Friday night. We usually start between 10 and 10:30 p.m. And you can join us on our Discord server at discord.me/Ravager Report. We do offer like a pre-show. That's one of our patron perks, along with getting early show note access. You'll get the show live and uncut early. We do roster reviews, and we offer show segments. And you can support us if you'd like on patreon.com/Ravager Report, where it starts at $2 and goes all the way up to $20. And Hebrew, I wanted to say a big hearty welcome to David, who joined us after last week's interview as a new patron. So thank you, David. Happy to have you aboard. Glad you're here. And to all our other patrons, guys, thank you so much. Without your support, it would be hard for us to be able to continue improving the show, which I wanted to say, if you missed last week's show, due to our patron support, we were able to get some extra audio cabling, and now we can take the call-ins or have guests from Discord. So we have added the capability to do call-ins. So we're going to be more of, or we're going to look at, being more of a talk show radio or, call-in radio show. And if you would like to have a topic of discussion, you can find in our call-in request line, just ping Hebrew or myself, and let us know what you want to discuss, and we will get you on the air. All right.
Is this like your ultimate dream to have like a talk show radio? Because I feel like you go to it so much.
Yes, I wanted to be a talk show radio host. Okay, so I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati is home of 700 WLW, which is one of the biggest AM radio stations in the world, right? Or at least in the United States. I can't say the world, but in the United States.
Right.
It's the range on that thing is insane. So growing up, my dad always listened to local talk show radio, national syndicated talk show radio, and so I've always loved it, and then, in the 90s with, the rise of like Howard Stern, and some of the resurgence that we're seeing nowadays with talk show radio and syndicated radio, it's always been a dream of mine to do that.
Right. So we're now achieving this dream of yours together.
We are achieving the dream, but we're achieving it together.
Mm-hmm. That works.
Yeah. I mean, can't if you're unwilling to try new stuff, you never know what you're going to miss out on. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? But I thought the Pope call in, there was some background noise issue, but you got to kind of expect that from people that call in from their cell phone, right?
Yeah.
So, who's not in the audience tonight? I'm a little sad.
I mean, most people are at least in the audience.
Well, Pope's not in the audience. Pope almost never misses a show.
Yeah, that's right, actually.
So, Anyway, that is our way too long intro. Hebrew, man, it's been 2 weeks. Why don't you let everybody know what you've been up to?
I'm gonna keep it pretty quick, but so obviously went on the cruise, had a lot of fun. It was a blast. We made news, as I mentioned earlier, to some people in the audience. We had a death on the ship, so we were in the news. A guy fell overboard. That was an interesting experience. Poor guy. I'm sure that they're not listening. There's no way. But if anyone knows the person, my sympathies go out to them. The family that was left over, I felt really bad. But anyways, despite that, really good time on the cruise. I'm back. Pretty much 3 days after I get back, I get a cold. I think I'm getting over it now, so hopefully that will end soon. And then my girlfriend basically lives with me now, so we moved in together, so that was been pretty cool, having a good time with that. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Lots of big stuff, but don't want to fill up too much of the segment with it because I could talk about it for days. And so, what about you?
Not too much. And I didn't know if you saw Cyber Shark asked, "How's your tooth?"
Oh, actually, I haven't even thought about it since I got better because I went on antibiotics because I had a bacterial infection because of it. But yeah, it's doing really good now. I'm supposed to, now that I'm back from the cruise, I'm supposed to go in and get it pulled. But I don't know if I'm going to because I don't like surgery. So
hey, that's fair.
If I want to do it.
Hey, as somebody who has surgery on a semi-regular basis, that's fair.
Yeah, exactly. I think if I do get my wisdom teeth pulled, then I will do all four at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's really only that one for some reason that's coming in oddly. But yeah, I will get all of them pulled. But hopefully that won't be an issue. If I have another problem with it, I think I'll do it then. But yeah.
Nice. So let's see. In real life, it's been kind of crazy busy. So I'm running our deployment process this week and next week. So I'm leading the team that, well, it's really just us. And sometimes we'll have like 3 or 4 teams going on the same train. We call them a train. But this week it's just my team. So I'm running the train process. But it's a little intense because you gotta, if there are any bugs, you gotta fix them before you can deploy. And our deployment's like next Thursday, so just crazy busy, long hours, working nights, monitoring and fixing. So yeah, it's been kind of crazy busy. But in game, man, I almost had Magneto to T13, which is really really cool. He's a few pieces away from being T12,
right?
But then because of my runs in Fear the Darkness, I have enough material to basically take him straight to T13, and I've already got all the uniques because I have not dropped them on Daredevil, who I finally got for Red Star. And then I don't remember if I mentioned this last week or not, but you know how we had the make good for the Fox Next Snap?
Yeah.
Right. So we had the Elite 4-star orb that we got for free, and I got a 6 red star Fury out of that. So
that's pretty nice.
It was really really nice. So
that's a good pull.
And then finally today I got Hand Assassin to 6 star. I am now ready for Phoenix when she comes back.
Oh, very nice. I bet you're excited.
Yeah, I'm going to see how far I can do the event with the levels I've got right now. Because my Loki, Ronin, and Mordo are all pretty high up. So I'm hoping that I don't care if... needed. Upgrade is need. Hopefully I don't need to worry about Nobu and Assassin, so... that's actually a good question, since we're not in the same alliance anymore. We got lucky. Nobody in our alliance was affected. And
yeah, I wasn't affected.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. To an extent, because there were some pretty sweet rewards if you were affected.
Yeah.
But yeah, once Evan and them kind of heard what was going on, they just elevated everybody to captain immediately, and then we didn't have any problems.
Right.
So, yeah, that's pretty much been my week in MSF. I'm still sitting in Fear of the Darkness. I could probably just auto more, but I haven't been thinking about it. So,
Ooh, sorry. I was reading chat and I just realized this. Flip was like, "Yeah, y'all are lucky. It was panic. Thank God for Discord." That's true. If your alliance didn't have a Discord,
right?
You might be in some trouble.
Yeah,
Whenever that happened.
Oof. Yeah, that was not a good thing.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was going on.
Same. I was like, "What the hell's happening? What's up with this chaos?"
Right? I
Reddit
don't
was
know.
exploding.
Honestly, I don't know what that means about us as content creators, that we're not tied into the game like that.
Well, I don't think that's. I think that's more of a because I learned about it quickly,
right,
after going onto Reddit, but I wasn't affected by it. So all of a sudden, I just all of this, everyone was freaking out. And I was like, "What's happening? I think everything's fine."
Yeah.
But,
no, yeah. I was kind of the same way, but
I walked into a burning building.
And I saw a dog drinking coffee.
Exactly. This is fine.
This is fine. Everything's fine. So before we move into the poll results, obviously we got to do the most controversial segment in podcast history, and I know you've missed it, but Rose Watch 2019.
I'm gonna tune out for about 5 minutes. I'll catch you guys whenever I come back.
Fantastic. They're beautiful. We've actually started as they're blooming. We started cutting them and giving them to neighbors. So that's kind of cool. I love being able to share what we've been working on. But I gotta do my yard tomorrow. Nothing really new to report from last week. So, but if I didn't do it, woo! Thanks, Riker. Yeah, I need to add a Rose Watch segment, or not a segment, but a Rose Watch channel.
Yes, keep everything there.
Yeah, put everything there, and maybe do a Rose Watch show.
Oh God, the world needs that, I suppose.
Hey, people watch and listen to strange things on the internet.
You're 100% true. I mean, I can't argue that there's an audience for it. I'm sure somewhere. So.
Hey, and apparently I've got Riker. So what more do I need? If look, as long as I'm doing it and I'm having fun, who cares?
Yeah, that's true.
So, Hebert, let's get into the survey from this week. Now, obviously, last week we did not have a survey, and I asked some questions about last week's survey, mostly for some of the big news items, because I didn't really talk about them because of the interview last week. But that is actually the first topic of conversation here, is the interview with Jason Bender. So I know you did, and obviously I did, but so the first question here is, did you listen to the Jason Bender interview? Yes, no, not yet, but plan to, not yet, but don't plan to. So 78 people said yes. 9 said not yet, but don't plan, or not yet, but plan to. 2 said no. Get on that, guys. And then 1 said not yet and don't plan to. There's our troll. I've missed him. I've missed him.
He is nothing if not consistent.
So here's the next question. Did you like the interview? Yes, no, don't care, or haven't listened?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
So what was it that what was it about it that you enjoyed? What did you like about the interview?
I mean, I think it was just like seeing like another face of Fox Next. I mean,
yeah.
For most people that haven't had any interaction with them, because you and I are in a different boat than pretty much everyone else. But yeah, I just think that they only see the bad part of Fox Next, and they only see it through the changes that they make, which usually are pretty controversial at best. So it was nice to probably kind of get a face to at least one side of Fox Next and realize that they're not all greedy assholes, and that there's actual people that enjoy playing the game and actually are fans of Marvel, and they aren't out to just take all the money out of our wallets. So yeah, I mean, of course, it was kind of like a PR situation where the questions were looked at beforehand and stuff like that, but he did seem genuine for a lot of it. So
right.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I was just seeing that part.
Yeah, I know I got a little bit of flack that it was called a softball interview, but that you don't go in. First of all, you don't go into these interviews and just go off the cuff. They're not gonna have responses to anything you're gonna ask because they're not gonna be prepared.
Right.
They don't know everything. So you kind of, I gave them a list of questions, and so we worked through that list, and that list was submitted a couple of weeks prior to the interview. So we weren't really dealing with recent events because there just wasn't any time. So I'm hoping that if we get some good positive feedback and everything from that interview, we can maybe get more on. Because I think that we might be in a slightly better position because we don't do video.
Yeah.
And not everybody's comfortable being on camera, right? So that's something that works in our favor.
Yeah, no, I think that this lends itself very nicely to that situation. So I hope that we have more of this going forward, which I know is something you and I've already talked about. So
yep, and something I am actively working on.
Yeah, apparently I sound like this dude. Star-Lord in the audience just said he thought it was Hebrew for a little bit. So worst case, maybe we could just pretend I'm Jason Bender.
That would be extremely interesting. But out of respondents, 74 people said that they enjoyed the interview. 12 said they hadn't listened yet. 2 don't care, and 2 said no. Now, we did get a total, I don't know if I said it at the beginning or not, I apologize, 90 total responses on this survey, which isn't bad. That's pretty good, so very happy with that. Let's see, we're going to skip over the write-ins here. And then, so, and we just kind of discussed this. Would you like to hear more interviews with Fox next? I think we both obviously are yes. 84 people said yes. 3 said no. I would love the 3 of you that said no to DM me in Hebrew and let us know why, because I don't understand that logic, or it's just our trolls. It's just our trolls.
I think it's the trolls.
And then 3 said they don't care. So
yeah.
Next, we're going to talk about our new upcoming legendary that's going to be happening towards the end of September, Invisible Woman. So, Hebrew, you and I were actually talking about this just before the show. What do you think of her kit? So, do you think she looks amazing? She looks okay? She looks meh? She looks horrible? You haven't seen it, or you just don't care?
I think she looks okay because, I've. Sorry, did you hear that?
A little bit.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Look, we record live. We're guys with lives. You may hear my kids. They're still up. So they're my dogs. Yeah. It happens, man. I'm not going to stress about it, and you shouldn't either.
Yeah, because my girlfriend heard something hilarious on the TV. Anyways, I think that she's okay. I think that she is going to be, pretty dependent on her base stats, which I'm interested to see. But I think that hopefully they'll be high. It doesn't need to be crazy high to be useful, which is good. And I think that she is able to be plugged into some hybrid teams, which is going to be nice. But I just, as I was talking to you about and some of our patrons, I wish that I was really hoping that this was going to end up being some kind of raid team. And after seeing Namor. Yeah, thank you. Names aren't my strong suit.
We know.
But after seeing him, I knew it was starting to already skew more towards war. But I was hoping it was at least going to have a raid aspect to it. And, she has a lot of damage mitigation, which is good, but it's not heals, which is reigns supreme in raids. So after seeing this, I was like, all right, solidifies her as not really a raid team. It's definitely going to be much more war focused, and that's okay. But, her kit is good for what it is.
So
I think.
Yeah, I agree with you that I think the base stats are going to really kind of transition from she's okay to she's amazing, because her ultimate, with that 40% health as a barrier, if her health is 100k plus, and with red stars, it will be.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at 100,000, you're looking at 40,000 barrier. That's pretty tough. I mean, that's at least, I mean, depending on who you're going up against. I mean, it may be half a rocket, right? But
Yeah.
it's still half a rocket.
Yeah, I do think that's another reason, though. Like, I think that she's also pretty Red Star dependent, too.
Yes, her
where you
stats are
can
going to be
get-
very Red Star dependent.
Yeah, because in a world where you can be going up against a 7-star one, which it is going to be terrifying.
Oh, God.
But,
Yeah.
If you're not able to get a good drop on her, you're not going to be able to compete against, the same team that someone else has with a, 4 or 5-star.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
do agree. But I think if you want them in raids, well, obviously, we're talking like Ultima 7, I guess.
Right.
Alt 6 if you really want to. Because unless they rework more yet again the Greek raids, which please stop
Right.
reworking Greek raids. Please stop reworking Greek raids. That was unfortunately not something I got an opportunity to talk about and ask. That would probably be a topic for another interview.
Yeah.
But look, you've got the 4 core, just like the defenders. You just drop Minerva on that team.
Yeah.
Boom, raid team, and they're going to put out some damage.
Yeah, it's true. That's the blessing of Minerva. Minerva is such a god healer. It's ridiculous. So you can make hybrid teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be. I was just thinking that was going to be the next god mode raid team. But
I don't know with the failure to launch of Wakanda.
Don't remind me.
I don't. I'd rather they fix them before they start worrying about another quote unquote top tier raid team.
Yeah, hopefully they don't throw things out like that anymore.
Yeah, they need to not do that. But so 45% of respondents, exactly 50% said she looks okay. 34 said that she looks amazing. 10 said they have not seen the kit yet, and 1 says meh. There's our troll. Troll. So, Hebrew, what do you think about the Sinister Six being required to unlock Sue? Do you like it, don't like it, or you just don't care?
I mean, I like it. I think that it's, fairly farmable now. We have 2 of them in the stores. It's 2, right? Yeah.
3. Well, I get 2 right now. I thought 3 were supposed to be in the... No, 3 are going to be in the stores, right? 1 arena, 1 blitz, 1 raid.
That's right. Raid 1 for Rhino.
No, Mysterio.
No. Mysterio.
Rhinos and Blitz.
That's right. Rhinos and Blitz.
Right. And then Vulture's in Arena. And then
Right.
Shocker is Cosmic 1-9. And Green Goblin is wherever he was at.
Yeah, but I think it's good because, works out with Shuri, so.
Holy crap, people, he did it.
Oh, was that right?
That was
it's
right.
It's a flip of the coin whenever I say it, honestly. Like, like I said, I don't know what I do wrong whenever I do it wrong, so it's Shuri.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That was right again. Congratulations. So
I did it.
hey, if you do it 3 times, that's called a streak. Sorry, damn it. So that was my major league reference for the night. So I don't care that the Sinister Six are required to unlock Sue. I mean, I think kind of what happened with them was I think they were another failure to launch team, and people were like, this is a starter team that's designed to really kind of counter defenders, and the whales are all in-game players. They're not going to spend a lot of money on except for completionism.
Right.
So I'll bet that the sales on the Sinister Six outside of fanboys and completionists was just not that high because they're not that good.
Right.
Yes, there's like 1 video floating around, but they're like 350,000 power. Everybody's good at 350,000 power.
Yeah.
So, and this is what, and maybe I'm just, I've come to the realization that I have to look at things that I accept in other games and realize I need to kind of accept them here too. Mm-hmm. So, if I wouldn't be upset that Phoenix is required to unlock Thrawn in Star Wars, then I shouldn't be upset that, Sinister Six is required. I mean, they want to make their money. Okay, cool. I get it. That's fine. and you're getting what could be a top 3, top 4 legendary.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think that's a bad investment there. So I don't like it, but I don't hate it. So I'm kind of in that I don't care.
Yeah, that makes sense.
40 people liked it though. 28 don't care, and 22 don't like it. So what did you think about the Sinister Six also being able to unlock Shuri as well? You like it, you don't like it, or you don't care?
I mean, I definitely like it because, it gives people, less to have to focus on.
Yeah.
For another legendary. So, yeah, I'm sure that everyone likes that.
Yeah, I do feel bad for people that have been focusing on, like, Carnage.
That's true.
Because if you've been focusing on Carnage and you don't have Ultron yet, I wish I had video right now because I'm kind of grimacing. Because you should have been buying as much as you could to get your team into Fear the Darkness, because Ultron is the game's best character.
Oh, for sure. Guy's a monster.
But I like it. I think it's great that, and it's going to happen as more and more teams get released. You're going to have overlap. That as you farm for one, you're going to wind up getting something for another. It's going to be the way it is. Like, Phoenix's Mystic Villain controllers. Well, at some point, we're going to have more Mystic Villain controllers, and they may be easier to farm than who we have now. In which case, people are going to be able to get hurt more easily in the future. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, 70 people did like it. 12 didn't care, and 8 don't like it. I'd be curious to understand why people don't like it, because I think it's just good for the game. But
yeah,
I can see cases why, if you've invested in Spider-Verse to get Shuri, then you're not thrilled that somebody else may be able to come along and do it much more easily. Although that Shocker Node is going to be the make or break for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and the last question about the Invisible Woman: do you think Sue will work outside of a Fantastic Four team? Yes, no, or don't know?
Yeah, I think that she will. She, you and I were talking about this a little bit ago, but her passive is very specific to Fantastic Four, but the rest of her kit's not. So she's definitely applicable in other hybrid teams. And if she has, like I mentioned earlier, if you are lucky enough to get a 7-star drop on her, she's going to be a mean person to put on other teams too.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading.
All good.
Somebody pinged me in chat, so my apologies. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that she's going to be, usable outside of that. That passive is the only stopgap, but she's got so much utility elsewhere. So
exactly.
52 people agreed and said yes, they think she will. 28 said they don't know, and Tid said they don't think so. So
fair enough.
Yep. Hey, everybody's allowed their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then so our next segment is about the Fox Next snap. It was really, really bad. I'm going to give. We are negative on Fox Next when they deserve it, but we're also positive when they do something right. And while I think it's really, really bad that something like this got through QA, I commend Fox Next for their transparency during the process. They're really quick, do good, and make good. And I'll be honest, man, that do good was really, really nice.
It was.
I almost wish I'd have been. I would have taken the loss of one war, to get like 50 or 60 extra orange ability maps.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
I'm like, holy crap! But it's not just that; it was also the season and the raids.
Exactly.
So I mean, there was more, but man, 60 orange ability mats if you got affected, not bad
I will say
at all.
Yeah, I think it's the best compensation I've seen so far from them.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
so
more competition.
I know the answer for both of us on this one. So, were you affected by the Fox Next Alliance auto kick issue? Yes or no? We were both no.
No.
A large percentage of respondents also said no. So 70 people said no, they were not affected, but 20 were. So to you 20, sorry that happened, but I mean,
enjoy your gifts.
Yeah, enjoy your gifts. So, but like I said, and it could have affected their season ranking too. So, let's see. And so the next question was: were other people in your alliance affected by the auto kick issue? Yes or no? 67 said no. 23 said yes. So we had people that weren't affected themselves, but had people in their alliance get affected.
No for me.
Yeah, no for me either. And then what did you think of the compensation for the auto kick issue? Liked it? It was okay. You didn't like it or you didn't care? Obviously you and I both liked it. We thought it was good.
Yeah.
26 people said it was okay. And I wonder if those 26, are people that didn't get kicked, so they didn't get the full compensation package.
Yeah.
And 3 people actually said they didn't like it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I need a troll button. Now that we've got the extra audio cables, I can do a soundboard.
I was about to say, soundboard time, I think.
That might be. I might have to buy one. We'll have to see. If I can find a decent software soundboard that I can pipe in.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, should I read the podcast questions on the air? Yeah, a few. Sure, why not? So, I asked, as you know, or you may not be aware, I'm an envoy, so I do sometimes get embargoed information that we get early so we can pre-record content and then release it. I've not been extremely successful getting my video production off the ground. Audio is much easier for me to do with my time, so. Asking, would you like to get embargoed information through like a Ravager Report Special Edition podcast? Which, caveat, it would just be me because Hebrew is not currently an envoy.
I have declined the position.
He has declined the position to try to retain his partiality, though I argue that I have not lost my partiality. I've been pretty critical at times.
Less of a concern. But yeah.
So, believe it or not, 64 people said yes. 20 said they didn't care, and 6 said no. So I know it's not our full listener base, but it's a nice representation. Mm-hmm. Would you listen to multiple podcast episodes per week? Yes, no, or I don't care. So 75 people said yes. 13 said no. You know what this means, Hebrew? Ravager Report coming out multiple times a week.
It's coming.
Ravager Report.
People have spoken.
They have spoken. How many episodes per week are too much? 1. I put 1 in there because I wanted our trolls. I'm baiting the trolls at this point. 2, 3, 4 or more, or don't care. 2 people said 1 show was too many a week. Thanks, guys. You didn't disappoint. When you drop the bait for the trolls, there it is. 37 people said 3 was too much. 30 people said 4 or more was too much. So those were almost even. 7 people said 2 was too much, and 14 said they don't care.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think we've ever had more than 1 a week.
We had one that was twice a week.
Was there one that was twice a week?
Yeah, there was 1 week whenever you basically tried this format, remember?
No. I mean, embargoes. I don't think we've ever had 2 embargoes in 1 week. They usually right. Spread out.
Yeah.
And then the last question was, do you like the current format of the show? Yes, no, or I don't care. 82 people said yes, so we're doing something right. Mm-hmm. 82 people said yes. 4 don't care, and 3 said nope. Then what would you change? Hey, more Jovenshire.
I can't believe people about that. That's crazy.
And then I'll be honest. So reading through these, did you read through all the 1 things you would change?
No, not really.
Okay, so there was a lot of get rid of Rose Watch, and there was a lot of more Rose Watch.
So basically, it's staying where it is. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And then we've got the grab bag, which we will hit later this show. So that was our weekly survey. Thanks to everybody that participated. We do post them every week on our Discord, so come jump in. I also post them on like every MSF Discord that I know about, as well as on Reddit. So it will always be available when we have it, because like I said, didn't have it last week. So Hebrew, let's get into the news, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about today is something that I just found out about earlier this week, and really, really kind of bad. I haven't tested this since the milestones flipped over, but during the Mysterio milestone, there was a bug in the way things were calculated, because of how they do their transformation transferring from one milestone to another. There was roughly a 2-minute period after the milestones ended that you could spend all your gold, and it would count towards both days.
Yeah.
So you would only have to spend gold once every 2 days to get 4 milestones.
Yeah. I remember you told me about that, and I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah. And I confirmed that it's possible. I spent like $80K in that 2-minute time frame, and confirmed that I jumped and got 2 milestones out of that. Or I got 1 milestone, and then from the day before, and then credit towards the current day's milestone.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad. I did contact Fox Next and be like, hey, this is happening. And so I don't know if they're going to do anything about it. I suggest people contact them and be like, hey, that's not cool. Because, if people were able to do this and double up on those, those of us that were trying for Mysterio were spending gold every day to finish those milestones. And if people were able to save up and do it once every 2 days and get the same results, that's not cool. That's not cool. Yeah. And I have a feeling that they should be able to track this happening, because, you can look at how much gold was spent and how many shards you have and pretty easily do some math.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. I have not talked to. So Brady said here that Chewy contacted them, and they kind of said, "Oh well." That was not the response I got.
It doesn't seem like that's something they'd say either, honestly.
So
it might have been. I wonder which person he talked to on that.
Yeah. So now I haven't heard anything about is there going to be any potential compensation or anything? Or look, as long as they fix it going forward, fine. I kind of blame the people that knew about it and didn't report it, because they were taking advantage of the situation. So when you know of a bug and you don't report it and you continue to take advantage of it, at that point you're cheating.
Let me ask you a question, though. This is a theoretical question.
Yeah.
And we won't go off on this like crazy, because there's no point. But
right.
If they don't plug, let's just say we live in a world where they decide like, whatever, we're not going to plug it. Would you still consider it cheating if like you don't, or if you do it from then on out, knowing that they're not going to plug it? Or would you then just consider it a part of the game?
No, I still think that I've not tested it since. I'm not doing it because I do consider it to be cheating, unless they come out and specifically tell people that this was happening and they're not fixing it, like through an in-game mail, because that's the only way you're going to reach the entire player base, right? Right now, let's say we've got 1 million players. I'm sure we have more. Let's say we've got 1 million players.
Yeah.
If 10,000 people are doing it, that's a very small percentage.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right? If this was more widely known and, 750,000 people were doing it out of 1 million, that's a different story, because it's more widely known. If it's not known except through mediums like ours, then I don't feel that, because I've not seen anything on Reddit about it. Well, maybe like the day after I got told about it, I may have seen something on Reddit. I can't remember at this point. It doesn't ring a bell, but even then, it's still a small player base on Reddit.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, I've always said that. It always represents the minority.
yeah. So from I think Captain Murdoch brings a good it's a legal / moral question, and from a moral standpoint, yeah, I still would say it's cheating unless they let everybody know and say, hey, we are now intending this going forward.
Yeah.
Then I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Until then, no, I think that it's people taking advantage of the system.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, yeah, I encourage everybody to contact them, though, about that. And, look, it may not do any good, but you can send it through the in-game support. You can send it on Reddit. And, because they use that AI for the in-game support, if they start seeing a lot of questions about it or, complaints, they hopefully will address it. So, and don't forget to tell your alliances and let them know as well. So... let's see.
I knew you were about to distract me.
Oh, I just saw what Brady said there. So
yeah.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. So if that's verbatim what he said, that last line there is much different than he was told. Oh well. That's kind of that to me is kind of Chewie's perception of the matter. I have not heard one way or the other. So
yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I'm honestly pretty sure it'll be plugged. Like,
I have a feeling it will be.
I'm not too worried about that.
I have a feeling it will be as well. So moving on, we are in the midst of the Marvel 80th Blitz. Hebrew, are you blitzing?
I'm blitzing.
Yeah.
And
Damn
I hate
you, Fox
it,
Next, you're
blitzing.
making me blitz. I hate you right now.
I know. Yep.
Because I want to be a good alliance mate.
Exactly. That's what it is. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing it, and it's not. I'm doing it more than I would normally do it for a blitz that I want to go after. But yeah, for the good of the alliance, right?
For the good of the alliance, for the greater good, the greater good. Is my Hot Fuzz reference for the night. I've been making a lot of movie references. Not everybody gets them all.
Hot Fuzz is a god level movie, so that's fine.
Hot Fuzz is. I was talking to my boss today, and we were talking about something, and he said it's not easy, and I said, well, no, because it's not supposed to be easy. Then everybody be doing it. He did not catch the League of Their Own reference.
I actually didn't remember that until you told me the name of it, because I have seen that movie, but it's been like 8 years since I've seen it, I think.
Yeah. That is also a god level movie.
Did Tom Hanks say that part?
Tom Hanks said that to Gina Davis when she was quitting.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah, not the more famous crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Yeah, there's no crying. Are you not impressed that I have seen this movie? Are you not impressed?
And there is Hebrews Gladiator reference for the night, guys.
We're all about the movie quotes.
We are all about the movie quotes. I'm a little disappointed that you never asked me to be on a movie podcast. Anyway, all right, we're getting a little off the rails. So we've got the Marvel 80th Blitz going on, and what this is, guys, is you blitz, and you earn points for winning blitz battles with the Marvel 80th trait characters. So one thing like that I've done, and I think is a decent tactic, is like I went hard after it and got to my milestones. Then I'm tanking back down to like 0, like first level.
Yeah.
And I'm just using Marvel 80th characters on auto, and then I'll tank back down, and then just use Marvel 80th characters on auto, tank back down.
Yeah.
Because it's blitzing.
Yeah, I'm basically doing the same thing.
So, if you like blitzing, keep going hard after it, because especially if you need Iron Fist, because he's worth it. If you're new to the game, you may have never heard him referenced as Pillow Fist. He at one point did not hit at all, and he didn't really. Did he have the heal like he does now? I don't think he did.
I don't think so.
But when they had their rework, he became amazing in that Defender team. So,
yeah, I am jealous of people who have the drive to blitz like crazy still at this point. with this event going on. So,
Yep.
good on you guys.
Yep, good on you guys. And remember, they are showing, and I don't know if this is a bug or not, but they're showing the top 16 in there. I don't know why they're not showing all 24, but they're only showing the top 2/3. So
Yeah.
okay. So if you're not helping out your alliance, they will know it.
Yeah.
They will know it. So I'm not going to run through the entire list of 80th characters, but there's plenty there that you can make a few teams and
Definitely.
get some points in, get your alliance, and get Namor orbs. Because if you like war, Namor is pretty amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
So, carrying on from that, I was superior gamma radiation. Sorry, distracted. I'm in game because I'm looking at the orbs.
Yeah.
So, we do have the Marvel 80th anniversary orb. I call them the Namor orb because that's really why you're opening them up.
Yep.
You know, I'm actually kind of impressed that they gave you a 3% chance to get 8 Namor shards.
Mm-hmm.
That's relatively high for them.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the pinnacle of orbs that we've seen, for sure, but it's definitely one of the better ones that we've seen recently.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I was pleasantly surprised, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, you're only getting 80th trait characters, which there's some really, really good characters in there. Well, Sad Minerva's not, but actually, I hit one of these earlier today and got Falcon up another star level. Because
nice.
Yeah, because he had been sitting at like 79 of 80 forever
right.
with no way to farm him.
Right.
So I got a three drop of Falcon earlier, and I'm like, sweet.
Yeah.
So he's now 4-star, which is nice. You get gold out of the pillars, which is really, really nice. And you can get some gear and get some. You can get orange gear. You can get purple gear, and then sadly there is blue gear. But I mean, it's nice. The orb itself is not bad. Especially for newer players.
Yeah.
For newer players, it's really, really nice.
Yeah, I agree.
So now let's talk about the dev blog.
Yes, let's do it. Let me pull it up real quick. There we go.
All right. So first is the Rhino Blitz. So charging into Blitz first this week is Rhino, the Sinister Six Protector. Not only is Rhino a solid addition to any squad, but he's essential for the upcoming Invisible Woman Legendary event. You'll need a 5-star Sinister Six team for a chance at recruiting Invisible Woman. So use this event to rack up Rhino shards and bolster the squad responsible for unlocking the Fantastic Four's Keystone Protector. As an added bonus, Rhino's Blitz also rewards Marvel Anniversary Orb fragments per Blitz with win and in some milestone rewards. The Marvel Anniversary Orb contains select marquee characters and features Namor character shards at a higher drop rate. Don't miss this big Blitz event. Now, that's something I didn't mention, and why another reason to be blitzing. Man, they're giving you the 80th fragments per Blitz win. That's nice. Like, I've hit up to 450 shards per win.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, look, I have a lot of these characters already at 7-star, so they're kind of Ultimates fodder. But when you hit that 8 Namor, which I've hit once, maybe twice,
I have yet to hit it.
it's really yeah. But have you even hit a 3 million yet?
Yes, I hit 3 million. Remember?
I can't remember if it was. I couldn't remember if it was a 3 million or a 1 million.
Yeah, no, it was a 3 million. Luckily.
So I think this means that the Rhino Blitz will be back Monday night.
Yeah.
So that should be back Monday the 26th. If you're in America, if you're overseas, then I guess that would be Tuesday. So it'll be. I have a feeling the Rhino Blitz will be right after the Red Star Blitz. Are you gonna be going after the Rhino Blitz?
I mean, yes, because it coincides with this event. So yeah, And with Invisible Woman coming, I figured I was like, you know what, might as well.
Are you trying to go after Invisible Woman?
Yes, I am going to try, but I don't think I will succeed. But we'll see.
Yeah, boy, that node doesn't drop nothing. I just
I
refreshed
know.
the Shocker node. That
I
thing
know.
doesn't drop anything. Like I need 2 stars on a star and a half on Vulture, star and a half on Rhino, 1 star on Mysterio, and half a star on Green Goblin.
Okay, so we're very similar then.
But I need basically 4 stars on Shocker. But 3.
Yeah, Shocker,
I'm one shard away from another one. There's no way I'm getting what you need 130 plus 80 plus what 65 or something like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
you need like a total of 300 shards. And even if you can get 6 to 8 per day, man,
It's still not going to be
still
enough.
not
Yeah.
going to be enough. Still not.
Yeah,
Gonna be
you're
enough.
right. Actually, with how close it's coming, because that's the person. I think that's the one that everyone's kind of lagging behind on.
Yep.
I don't think that I will. I guess be able to get it,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to buy for it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm actually slowing down at this point. I'm going to keep buying them out of the stores because I really don't have many other people to focus on there.
Yeah.
But that's going to be, yeah, I think Shocker is going to be the hard one to get. So
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm probably going to, we'll see. Hopefully they do with Rhino like what they did with Green Goblin, because I was really surprised because Green Goblin paid out above top 1500. They normally don't do that after the first
Yeah,
blitz.
that's true.
So seeing them pay that out, and I think are they paying out Iron Fist shards after the top 15? Iron Fist being being an
check.
older character may be. Yeah, they are. Yeah, but Iron Fist is an older character.
Yeah.
And maybe because Green Goblin is a farmable character, that's why they did it with him too. I'll be
Yeah,
interesting to
it'll
see.
be interesting to see what happens with that.
Because Rhino is a relatively new farmable character, and they're probably going to want people to push and blitz. I'd be surprised if they pay out above top 15, but they might.
Yeah.
Next, Human Torch is coming to the game. So the Blistering Blaster Human Torch is flying into Blitz on Thursday, August 29th. Commanders looking to build the versatile powerhouse, the Fantastic Four, shouldn't miss this event. Human Torch's red-hot abilities include an unavoidable AoE attack, flipping negative effects on himself to positive, and granting Fantastic Four allies offense up. Scorch the competition in this Blitz for a hot payout, and just like Rhino, Human Torch's Blitz rewards Marvel Anniversary Orb fragments, so you'll have another opportunity to grab character shards for select marquee characters and Namor. So, are you going after the Fantastic Four?
I haven't decided yet. What I think, like whenever the Human Torch Blitz comes, I will have to make the decision on if I want to blitz for it or not, because it's really going to depend on how much I wear myself out with Rhino.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to do as much as I can with the Fantastic Four because I do plan on getting Invisible Woman, on the second go, hopefully. So
Right.
I would like the rest of them to be amped up as much as they can be.
So, did you get Phoenix her first time around, or are you getting her
Nope.
the second?
Getting her the second.
Are you ready for her, or are you?
I'm ready for her.
Are you? Okay. Because I was going to say, as much as I think Invisible Woman will be a really good legendary, I don't know if I would sacrifice Phoenix for her.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not.
Because Phoenix will be back before Invisible Woman. So I expect Phoenix in either early to mid-September, and then Invisible Woman will be late September.
Yeah, I mean, plus just like on a straight scale, like on a straight tier scale, I would put Phoenix for sure above her. So
Well, yeah, I think Phoenix is, a top 3 legendary, if not a top 2.
yeah, definitely.
So
I'd say yeah. I would say she's right below Ultron, basically.
well, I don't consider Ultron a legendary.
No,
I
that's
mean-
true. Like legendary adjacent. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, we'll do legendary ranking someday. But I think that she's. Yeah, I definitely think she's in the top 3 at the worst.
Yeah. For sure.
So this next part we talked about a little bit. Now live, the Marvel 80th anniversary milestones. Dive into the Marvel 80th Blitz and Orb milestones this week to recruit the War Leviathan Namor. You can earn Namor shards via the Marvel 80th Blitz, the Marvel Anniversary Orb, and the Orbs Away milestone. Namor is a brawler who slows, pierces, and crits when attacking enemies. When combined with the Fantastic Four, the 5-member team becomes the gold standard of offense squads in Alliance War. So, yeah, look, you need to work with your alliance to really be able to get him. He's a 100 shard unlock, so he's going to unlock at 4 stars. You need to be working with your alliance to do this. If you don't have an alliance that's going after this, sorry, it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, I pity the people that are in like the super high end alliances. I mean, granted, they're probably going to smash this through anyways. This is like regular work for them. But if anyone feels like slacking, they're going to get very bad response.
They are going to get a very bad response. They are going to get a very bad response. So Shuri's coming back, like next week or the week after. So the Legend of Wakanda is making her return to the battlefield. The Shuri Legendary preview starts this week, so it's time to assemble, rank up, and gear up a 5-star Spider-Verse team, including the Sinister Six, for a chance of recruiting the legendary Wakandan controller. Shuri is the support anchor for Wakanda. She fuels the team with defense up, ability, energy, and charges, while also revitalizing them with powerful heals. Start prepping now for the Shuri Legendary event. Hebrew, are you going to be ready for Shuri?
Oh. I am not going to be ready for Shuri.
Yeah, me either. And honestly, I just don't care.
Yep, same. That's the one I care about.
I mean, Shuri is flat out the worst legendary of the bunch.
I also, it's just like such a thing with her that like I'm so mad at MSF for saying all the things about her, that they did, and then she ends up like how she is, and I'm like, no, I don't care in the slightest. So
yeah,
I'm hurt about her emotionally still. So yeah.
So Devin said Shuri is not worse than Iron Man. I flat out disagree. You put Iron Man on a power armor team.
Because of synergy reasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
You put Iron Man on a power because I think power armor team will destroy a Wakanda team any day of the week.
Yep.
And so, yeah. So I just say what you like. To me personally, Iron Man is flat out a better legendary than.
If you're looking at them in a vacuum, each person in a vacuum, then I would agree with him. But
yes,
yeah,
but
for sure.
And maybe that's because
Practical reasoning.
Yeah, and maybe it's because Wakandans were so disappointing. I mean, she's got some utility outside of the Wakandan team.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel that she's got much.
Right.
All her kit is really about Wakanda.
Yep. I agree.
She does generate some ability energy, and she does do a nice heal. But outside of that, I mean, her stuff is really, really Wakanda centric.
I think she's a very good character for Wakanda, but yeah, it's just Wakanda at the end of the day just isn't what it was cracked up to be. So that's basically all there is to it.
Yeah, and so yeah, and with Iron Man, he works with Avengers, he works with power armor. So so Devin is right. I'm pretty sure. I thought 100 star unlock was 4. That may just be 3, and he corrected me on that one. So thank you, Devin Air, for that correction. Sorry guys for being wrong on that one. It's 3 star for 100 shard. Hebrew, why didn't you catch that, man?
It's hard to remember sometimes, honestly.
Sometimes. So my apologies for being wrong on that one. So finally, the last bit of news here is actually there are two bits left. Sorry. So re-energize. Starting Friday, August 30th, campaign refreshes will max out at 80 power cords for 24 hours. Use this time wisely to obtain as many resources as possible from your high priority campaign nodes. If you've got a good power core stash, that's an excellent time to use it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's capping out at 80. That's amazing. Now, I wonder if they're going to limit the number of times that you can do it.
I would imagine they would. Otherwise, people are going to go crazy. You know what I
And
mean?
you mean buy money and buy power cores?
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know if they want people to be able to farm things so efficiently, even if they're spending money. You know what I mean?
But they're only doing it for 24 hours, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
but you can still do a lot in 24 hours.
You can do a lot in 24 hours. You really,
But
really
yeah.
can. And then finally, the block party and neighborhood watch are coming back. The villains have been the talk of the town for a while now, so it's time to bring back a little law and order with the block party flash event and neighborhood watch event. Today, you can take advantage of 2x shards for all City Hero campaign nodes, and on Saturday, August 24th, battle your way to ability materials using your best City Hero team during the 24-hour flash event.
Yep, yippity do.
So if you need City Hero and you need Spider-Verse, good times.
Yep, good stuff.
Oh, wait a minute. Spider-Man doesn't have a node. I think that was another misspeak on my part. Oof. Really, really letting my knowledge show, aren't I? Now I gotta figure it out. City Hero. Miles and Spider-Man both are Blitz, I believe.
Yeah.
So my apologies. But Defenders, Miss Marvel, those are all well worth getting double drops on because that block party is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
So Hebrew, we are going to start a new segment we kind of been talking about for a little bit now, but we had not done yet. New player segment.
Yeah.
It is a very lacking, content in the content creator realm. I think a lot of us focus on the more in-game character or the in-game player. So I think you and I would be, and maybe we can find somebody to come in, that may be a newer player and talk about it as well. But before we do that, I'm going to kind of break with some of my own personal tradition here. And I want to talk about a data mine real quick.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this one is huge. Let's see. Give me 1 second here so I can find it again real quick. Basically, what is going to happen is they are bringing Red Star fragments to the Blitz store.
Yeah.
And that's insane. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be crazy. Here it is. Live. Blitz for the Stars. Purchase Red Star fragments. Commander, you can now purchase Red Star orb fragments in the Blitz store using Blitz credits for the next 7 days. Get more Red Stars than ever before and boost your squad. So it is only going to happen for 7 days. We don't know when it's going to start because this is a limited time event. So that I want to bring this up because it puts people in kind of a quandary. Because what do? Do you save your Blitz credits or do you buy boosts and Alliance War energy and characters?
I mean, me personally, I would probably save my Blitz credits.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's hard to say that because I mean, you don't without a known time of when it's coming. You could be saving them forever. You could be saving them for something that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you. I think I told Evan and the rest of the Alliance. Well, sorry guys, I'm not buying boosts. Yeah. I'm saving because I'm actually down to like almost no credits because I've been I've been trying to get Mantis, and I've got
Exactly.
Rhino, and then there's the boosts and the war energy.
Right.
So I'm only sitting on like 3,000 or 4,000 blitz credits right now, and I know if you look at like Cybershark, it's got like 370,000 blitz credits.
Of course.
So no, I'm not blitzing enough because blitz is the worst game mode in the game, and I freaking hate it with a passion. So anyway, it's. Oof. This will probably get me in trouble with some alliance leaders. Sorry, and people that like war, but red stars are so important to the game.
Exactly.
That you have to be buying those, and you have to be saving to buy those.
Exactly. If there's a 7-day window to potentially change up your roster in a dramatic way, you got to do it because you're talking about a few things that might be applicable to a few modes versus something that will be applicable to every single mode on this game and future modes. So,
guys, you gotta be saving up for your red stars. So we don't know when it's going to start. Again, this was all data mined. It is subject to change, but I felt that is one of those pieces of news that if you're not aware, you need to be aware of. The other thing that I saw data mine that's kind of important, rescue's coming back.
Yeah, definitely. That is very important. If you like Power Armor Team, which you should.
Yeah, you really should.
Plan on doing that.
Yeah. So Avenue. There's Avenue. We mentioned red stars. Now he woke up. So, yeah. I know we all hate red stars, but and if you don't, you should.
Gotta play the game though.
But you gotta play the game, right? If you're gonna play it, then red stars are unfortunately they're part of the game. They're not going anywhere. So either accept it or unfortunately it's one of those things you just either accept it or stay angry about. I choose not to stay angry anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you listen to the Wolver and Valley show?
I have not. No.
They kept trying to get me to rage.
Really?
Yeah. Valley likes Angry Dorian.
Valley
enjoys Angry Dorian. And Angry Dorian is just a character I play on TV. So
yeah.
Anyway, so let's get into our first kind of new player segment. And so this week I want to kind of talk about early teams to work on. So Hebrew, if somebody new were coming into the game, what would you tell them to work on first?
I guess I know we had this conversation before, but I would definitely say shield and defenders would probably be my two main go-tos. Defenders is easier to farm up, I think, in total, and they're very good all around. But but then you can double dip with Guardians. So
yeah.
But either way, both of them you should look at. But yeah, maybe I would go shield first. It depends on where the nodes for farming are because I don't remember offhand.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what I'm looking up right now. I probably should have prepped you so we could have done a little bit more research on this and had some better information here. But for me, defenders are such an easy early team to farm.
They really are, yeah.
That it makes sense to get them. Look, you don't have to get them to 7-star, but if you get them to 4 or 5 stars. You've got a team that's going to do well in raids. It's going to work through most of your game. You're going to have characters for most of your game nodes. You won't have Mystic, or you won't have Cosmic, and you won't have Villain. But you'll have raids. You'll have a good early blitz team. If you're just starting out, you'll have a good raid team. I still think Defenders starting off is one of the better teams to do. After that, I almost want to tell people Guardians.
Guardians, yeah.
All the Guardians are now farmable, so that is really good use of blitz credits to get Mantis. Gamora,
and 3 of them are particularly good.
3 of them are particularly
hybrid
good.
teams.
Yeah. Well, so you use Guardians to get Star-Lord along with the Ravagers. So you as a you want to farm Yondu early on because he's really great as an early game character. And he's got some really good mid game potentials. He's dropped off. He used to be a god tier, but I think with a lot of the later character releases, I very rarely, if ever, use Yondu anymore.
Oh, I forgot he even existed until you mentioned that.
Right? But you can get Boomer easily enough. Stitcher's in the raid store. I don't ever recommend Stitcher. I got a 7-star Stitcher only because I thought I was going to need it for Star-Lord until I got lucky and got a really lucky Mega Orb drop on Groot and got him to 7 stars for the Star-Lord event. I got Star-Lord to 7 stars. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So yeah, Guardians and they do so much output damage potential. It's insane. They've got arguably one of the better tanks in the game with Drax. Gamora does some nasty nuke damage. She's a one-shot nuker, but she'll do some crazy damage. So Guardians they're relatively easy to farm. I think Groot's probably the hardest one. So you're getting Gamora out of Arena, you're getting Drax and Mantis out of the Blitz.
Yeah, I guess everyone there besides Groot.
Gamora's Blitz, Drax's Arena.
Right. Yeah, everyone there besides Groot is farmable out of a store.
Yep.
I wonder. I don't remember what node Groot's on.
Groot is Cosmic 2-9.
Oh, that's not far. If that's the case.
I had been farming that thing for so long, you'd think I'd know that off the top of my head. By the way, my Groot is T13, by the way. That's spectacular.
I'm not too surprised by that.
Actually, I'm sorry. Nexus 2-9, not Cosmic 2-9. So he's really, really early in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and switch it up. And I'm just going to go ahead and say Guardians because, they're a good all-around team. And, now that we have Mantis for raids as well. And, a couple of them are very useful in hybrid teams later on. Very, very useful in hybrid teams later on.
Yeah, I would say...
Defenders have fallen off more. Kree is... it's never been like amazing. I think it's a very good team still, but it's nothing like that's going to bring you or do too well on end game content.
You'd be surprised, man. I've heard that the BKT does really good in Ultima 7.
We'll see. I mean, I have a really good Kree team, so I'm hoping so. And then Shield is obviously it's very good, but it's become not quite as good as it used to, but it's still definitely up there.
We'll
but
see
it's
what happens with Coulson, but I may have to change it up a bit and switch. I mean, I still love Defenders early on because you get Luke for free. They're really easy to get out of Heroes. Iron Fist is in Nexus. Daredevil's in the Arena store. The Defenders are one of the easiest to farm teams out there.
Yeah.
And I think for a beginning player, they are a good team. But once you get them to like 3 or 4 stars across the board and a decent tier level, switch to Guardians.
Yeah.
Guardians do some amazing work in raids. They get you arguably one of the best. I keep saying one of the best, but Star-Lord is an awesome legendary. I'd have to move Guardians up that list of early teams. After which I'd probably do Kree.
Yeah, it really comes down to who's on what node from there. I think because I would say if we could get every character fairly soon, then I would say Shield or Kree for sure. But I have a feeling, if I remember correctly, that Shield was a little further in. Minus the ones that are in the store. So I don't remember offhand. And then not to mention Nick Fury. Nick Fury does take Kree, actually. So, yeah, maybe you would have to farm Kree anyways beforehand.
Right. You need Kree to get Nick Fury. And then you kind of want to do Kree and Shield roughly around the same time. Yeah,
they kind of go hand in hand. So,
and Kree minions. So we're not talking Ronan. We're not talking... Korath or Minerva or Captain Marvel. This is only Kree minions. it's hard to tell people to do that, but Nick Fury is so good. And he works on so many different teams. Like, you can plug and play him. I still see him in Arena.
Yeah.
You know, he is basically an early version of Ultron.
Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Fury's he's still god level in my opinion.
So I would say, so what do we got so far? We got Defenders, like the very first thing, but you're going to switch off of them relatively quickly to Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And Guardians are an in-game team. Zero doubt. So any work you put into Guardians, you want to finish them off completely. Kree are really good in raids and in blitz. They'll carry you in 8-3. So a good Kree team early on is good as well. And then Shield gets you through so much content. They are one team that can carry you through any game mode, especially early on. But not really until you have Fury, which you kind of need the Kree for. So Guardians are an easier farm, and they will carry you through almost the exact same content.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So that's probably the order I would do them in. Agree, disagree?
I agree. Sorry, I was reading chat there for a second.
So, all right. We are going to be doing the more new player segment. If there's something that you'd like to hear us talk about specifically, please let us know. We'll mix it up and throw in some kind of, that mid game as well. Pretty much anything that's not in game content. Although, I'm really surprised as we talk about the new player teams and stuff. They made the Sinister Six, they kind of made the Sinister Six to beat the Defenders, to be kind of that early comparable team to the Defenders.
Yeah.
And then they put Shocker on Cosmic 1-9.
Yeah.
I'm like, boy, you really decided that you didn't want them to be early game accessible. Because I think Iron Fist is the furthest out. Maybe Jessica. No, Jessica's in Heroes and Villains, I think. I haven't had to farm those nodes in a while, but I know Punisher's in Heroes, Defenders, Daredevil's in Arena. Jessica, I want to say, is on 2 nodes. She's on a Heroes node and a Villains node, and then Iron Fist is Nexus 1-9.
Mm-hmm.
So they really. Oh, I just closed the show notes. They really made them relatively far out there.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I thought Goblin was on Nexus. Is he in Cosmic? I don't farm these people. I have not really I have not cared about Spider-Verse either. I just don't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So if I'm wrong, I apologize again. Let me see. Green Goblin, where is he at? Mr. Six, Green Goblin, find. No, he's on Nexus 5-6. He's on Nexus 5-6. So, you'll get. Yeah, but you've got to get through Nexus to get to Cosmic. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Or you only have to. I can't remember what you need to unlock these. Do you only need to do like the first 9 to get there?
Yeah, if I remember correctly. It's been so... this is putting in perspective how long it's been since we've had to do beginner content.
I can't remember. I thought you had to like clear through the previous one to get to the next one. But anyway, they made Sinister Six a more difficult team to farm than the Defenders, even though they're supposed to kind of be that early team counter to the Defenders. So,
yeah.
So, all right, Hebrew. Let's move on now, and we are going to talk about our character spotlight.
Yeah.
And this is not the return of the character spotlight. That may or may not come back. We depending on what we do with some show segments here. But what we're doing right now is we're doing some rankings, and so we're continuing the community rankings. that I did. They were in June, but they still kind of hold a lot of value. They don't have the newer characters on. We'll redo some after we get through this list. We'll redo. This week we are doing protectors. Mm-hmm. We're doing protectors. So again, what happened was I asked the community to rank the protectors 1 through 5, and then their top 1 worst, and then I applied a point value to first. 5 points for first, 4 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, 1 for fifth, and then -5 for worst, and then tallied up all the points and gave them ranked them in that fashion. So Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Now this was June, July. But, I mean, obviously you and I are going to include newer characters. Who are your top 5 protectors?
So my top 5, even though I think it's your turn first, but I'll go ahead and do mine. I think Colossus is my number 1. And I put him because, his synergy with, the X-Men team right now is one of the top, especially Phoenix. He has really good synergy with, her and the entire X-Men team. So good. So I went ahead and put him at the top, but it was very close because Juggernaut is very, very good, and he's pretty plug and play. So those 2 are on the top of my list. And then I followed up with Shield Security because he's become, he's always been really important with Shield, but he is very, very good with Fear of the Darkness. I had thank God I had him for a lot of it. And then I went ahead and I wasn't 100, this is whenever it started to get a little more difficult for me. I went ahead and put Drax because he is such a good peeler on, from, keeping someone off like Minerva or something like that, someone that's very, if they are picked off, it's devastating to your team.
Right.
And he's really good at making sure that initially that does not happen. So I went ahead and put him up there, and then I followed that up with it was close, but I went ahead and put Luke Cage because he is, defenders, bad boy, great early game team, and he's not too much to say there. That team is just really good. And he's a good tank for him. So
he is. You know how much I love my Luke Cage.
I do know that. So,
but he did not make my top 5 list.
And I am very surprised.
He did not make my top 5 list. So now I did not put these in any particular order. So these were my top 5, but let me put them in order of what I think. So I actually have Thanos, at the top.
Have such a love crush on Thanos. It's crazy.
So, look, Thanos is other than he's paper thin armor, which really sucks.
That's my problem with him. Yeah,
but he's super tanky, or not super tanky, but he's super healthy. He gives that energy on kill. Oh my god, it's so good. You put him in front of Minerva or Rocket, and especially in raids, and they're just going and going and going. He's an Energizer Bunny. That power bomb. If you got an offense up on that power bomb, it is amazing to watch him go from red to green on one move. So I really love his utility. He gets the counter. So for me, Thanos is if not at the top. Next, I do have Juggernaut. Juggernaut is such a great all-around tank. I actually used him in Fear of the Darkness over Shield Security. My second run, yeah.
I see why, but
my second run. Once I took Fury out and replaced him with Ultron, Shield Security was a liability. Because even at like three or four red stars, I can't remember exactly where I've got him at, but he was just dying so quickly.
Shield Security for me was like a godsend, but there was times whenever I got stuck in the specific situations, and I guess he did die a decent bit, but
yeah.
He did his job admirably. I cannot complain about Shield Security. So.
Yeah, I do have Drax next. That pre-taunt, like you said, is just it's so good.
So good for Peel. It's crazy.
Next, I do have Shield Security. He is a really good standalone tank, but he doesn't really shine unless he's with other Shield. That's his only real drawback. And for my fifth, I actually have Captain America on here.
I was figuring you might go for something like that. I mean,
energy.
You can go ahead and explain your reasons.
That's okay. So I mean, he gives out energy. I'm all about the battery right now. So he gives out the energy. He's got that huge block chance, especially when he's with other Avengers. He's relatively tanky. He's got a good offense. He's a cleanser, he'll cleanse enemy buffs. So he's got a lot of utility, and he works on quite a few different teams, especially if you put him as with Captain Marvel for military. So he's got a lot of utility. I think Luke is probably in my top 6 or 7. I do think Colossus is good, but since I don't have Phoenix and I don't really run an X-Men team, I haven't really considered him a whole lot.
Right.
Now, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, with Captain America, he used to be, the man, right? And then he dropped off pretty hard for a while, and then we've recently seen a resurgence of him, and so I was even thinking about maybe putting him as my 5th, but I personally haven't messed around with him very much since, because there's so many other, in my opinion, like the tanks that I play with, he hasn't really come into a good comp for me yet. But I've seen lots of people putting him back in, and so I might have to mess around with that too.
I'm seeing a lot of Avengers teams resurge.
Exactly. It's strange, but I need to kind of dip my toe back in there.
Well, so one thing that's really nice is I don't run the surprisingly the AIM in Gamma 4. I run the Avengers lane first.
Right.
And so I run Cap, Iron Man, War Machine, Falcon, and Vision. And that team I just auto all the way up to the first boss.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, it's pretty nice. As especially when you get three of the 5 power or 3 of the 4 power armor are on.
Yeah, I was about to say, Vision's just such a god mode character. It's great. As much as it pains me to say it, pains me. But he's such a god mode character. It's crazy.
So the community voted, and it was Thanos number 1 at 757.
Wow, I disagree.
Captain America second at 695. Juggernaut third at 582. Shield Security fourth with 527, and Luke Cage was 5th at 401.
Yeah. Honestly, the Thanos one shocks me, but maybe it's just me, but every single time that I put him in a team, he gets obliterated so quick, and I just get so annoyed, because obviously his energy feeding is amazing. Back whenever he was he wasn't being killed every 3 seconds.
Right.
He was staple, but now I cannot get him to survive. It is crazy. He dies so quick for me. I don't know what it is, but
yeah, I look at it this way: if any tank that you can drop into a team and auto the raids, like the Alt 6, I mean, I don't think you don't put another tank on that team. I'm sure there are multiple teams that you can run right now, but if you're running Guardians, you're running Thanos.
Yeah,
for the raids, right? So, in the raids, definitely. I run Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, Minerva, Thanos, and I just auto it, right? I think everybody can. If you can get him to tier 13 in Fear the Darkness, and he gets a powerbomb off, Minerva's just ulting every turn.
Yeah.
So, all right, now for the fun part. Who is your worst protector?
Worst protector. I always forget that we do this one, so let me go ahead and look. I mean, it's got to be aim for because aim. That's always what it is. It's either going to be aim or Hydra, I assume. Yeah. Yep. Aim or Hydra.
Okay. The community agrees with you. They said aim security. I will counter that one here in a minute. But
Surprise!
I have some really logical reasoning on this one. It's not just aim. I actually have some really good reasoning on this.
Mm-hmm.
I actually picked Ravager Bruiser. Not a fan. Okay. I mean, yeah, he gets the defense up, but other than that, meh.
I mean, yeah, I haven't even looked at Hydra Armored Guard's kit.
Right. So
I've played with Bruiser a bit, so I would have put Hydra Armored Guard. Like I would figure, because I know aim securities a bit, I would have objectively put him as the worst, but I knew aim is always going to be worst because aim is synonymous with the worst.
Right. And that's fair. So I'm gonna kind of counter that one. I'm gonna make my case for why aim security is not the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Villain tech. Villain tech. Why is that important, Hebrew?
Villain tech.
I
don't know.
So, Ultron Prime, his passive on kill, he increases all the positive buffs of villain techs by 1. All the positive buffs.
Okay. Yeah.
So aim security already is extremely tanky. She's got some of the highest armor and one of the bigger health pools in the game for a protector. And if she gets taunt up and she gets defense up going with a slow, Ultron's just going to keep her. She's just going to be a perpetual tank that you're not going to be able to eat through. Now, her biggest downfall is her resist. If somebody brings in a cleanser, then she could be in a little bit of trouble. She is reliant on red stars for that, but that's she's actually kind of a sneaky good war defense with Ultron.
It's just you wouldn't see that. I don't think you'd ever see that together. There's just so many better options to put together for a team with Ultron. Have you seen that in play, or
I actually run that.
You run that?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it outside of yourself?
No, because I think people are so jaded that they just go and so it's not just that, but it's also they probably haven't put much work into aim security.
Yeah. I mean I see I see the theory behind it for sure. I am interested to see its practical use. I will have to see. But I see what you're going for, and I think it's a respectable theory for sure.
Another one, and I cannot take credit for this one. This was Commander Code. I think it was Commander Code. Sorry, Captain America. Captain America. Commander 82. Was and I were talking, and he had mentioned, and we're kind of segueing from the protectors real quick, but on a war defense, another sneaky good character with Ultron is Nebula, because she is also villain tech.
Yeah, I actually have seen that one before.
Yeah, because if she gets the dodges basically perpetually up with those counters, death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I did not track our last war just because of how crazy my week was to see how that Ultron team did. But, part of the reason why for this also with the because I run Ultron with aim security, Nebula, Mantis, and Drax.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole purpose of that is basically keep Ultron alive.
Yeah.
Just keep Ultron alive. I don't care what else happens. Just keep him alive. So I think it's one of those kind of sneaky plays that people go, why is she still taunting?
Yeah.
And if she gets that defense up, oof. Yeah, that is spec-frickin-tacular. So,
Yeah.
but very niche, and again, you have to have put some work into her,
Yeah.
to make it viable. And I, surprise, have.
I'm not surprised by that in the slightest bit.
Hey, she's 5-star tier 9.
5-star tier 9? Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's not like too crazy.
No, it's not horribly crazy. I think she's 5-star tier 9. Hold on, she's actually on my favorites list because I really think this is going to work.
Yeah.
Sorry, game's loading. I just want to see where I have her at right now. Yeah, 5-star and not tier 9. Nope, she is tier 9 and she's got all green pluses. But I'm resisting because I only need 8 more 8 more ABCs for Magneto.
Yeah.
So I cannot make that case. to tier any I've been being a little bit more resourceful on my gearing recently. So
Yeah.
it's slowed down a bit, but I'm focusing. I've reached a point where I need to focus. Super
sense.
focus. So, all right. Well, let's move on from there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Next week we will be doing support.
Ooh, nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, that one will be really, really fun.
Yeah.
But we are going to move on now, Hebrew, because we are only an hour and a half in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been doing really good lately on trying to stay tighter.
Yeah. I guess it feels like it's been longer for some of me, but I feel like my perception of time has been skewed because my NyQuil.
Oh
has been
yeah.
kicking in. So yeah.
So we are going to move into the grab bag. So, Hebrew, do you think there should be an ability to prevent reses or revives?
I mean, eventually maybe, but because I know that this has been coming up a lot recently because of Phoenix, but as people keep pointing out, she's a summon.
Yeah, she's not a revive. For
right,
me, it's more about Minerva.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. I don't think that it's like we're in dire need of it, but I mean, I think that it's okay to have a character that does that. You know?
Yeah, and I know people don't like when if we reference Star Wars a lot, but it's the closest metric I have.
Yeah.
Were you still playing when Nihilus came out?
Yeah. I
Annihilate?
I think I started playing like after he came out.
Okay, Annihilate is one of the best abilities there is.
Yeah.
He just immediately kills somebody and they can't be revived.
Okay, yeah. So I was about to say that's the one where he just like basically always blew me up and destroyed me in one hit.
Yep. I was one of those that I actually have him double zated. I did his leadership.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I ran Sith in Arena for the longest time after he came out. So
I always just went straight for the witches. Like that was
okay.
Yeah, that was mine. But yeah.
Yeah, and then they got the rework and they were so good. Anyway, back to the game we're really talking about.
Yes.
I think it would be okay. I wouldn't want to see a mass, revive stopper, but somebody that can stop, like an Annihilate, right, and kill one person and keep them from reviving. When Galactus comes to the game, he eats somebody that can't be revived.
Right.
So
yeah. What about like a well, no, because we already have that. All right, yeah. So something like that, I think would be okay. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So Vision, great tune or the greatest tune? This is just his character.
Yeah. All right. Just his character. He's maybe not the greatest. He's not the greatest, but he is great. Like, Ultron's above him, but
right.
He is up there for sure. He's in what I would call God tier.
Yeah. Maybe even S tier, like one step above.
Yeah.
Like Minerva, Vision, Ultron, Phoenix. kind of all fit in that tier.
Yeah, for sure. I guess that's kind of my god tier. Yeah.
Okay.
So, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. Not the greatest, but man, he is one of the greatest.
Yes, definitely.
He's not the Muhammad Ali of MSF. Sorry.
Terrible in the MCU though, but yeah.
Okay. I intentionally worded it so we didn't even have to talk about that. Let's see. If you could go back to the moment you first started playing Strike Force, what would you tell your past self?
I would say don't put money in the game. That's what I would tell myself, honestly. I would say don't put money in the game because I felt like I lost a lot of what I gained by putting money in it whenever Red Stars came out. So that's all I would tell myself because I'd still want to play it because I think it's a good game on its own merits, but it's way too money hungry. And so I would just I'd say put the credit card down, play it as a free to play.
Yeah, some of their stuff that they do is really I've seen gangsters be less money hungry.
Oh, yeah.
You log in, there's an ad. You go to the roster, there's an ad. You go back to the home screen, there's another ad. Go to the supplies, there's an ad. Go to the offers, there's an ad. Come back to the home screen, there's an ad. I know I'm just like, I get it. If I want to buy something, I'm going to go to the offer screen to go look for offers. Spenders are going to spend. You're just ticking off people that just want to play the game because you released a free game.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly the thing that exemplified it for me too, and just how greedy they are. Because, like, I feel like I need a gosh darn ad blocker for just that application.
Yep,
it is so annoying. And they put it at the perfect place for you to accidentally hit the button to then go to the offer screen, and it annoys me so much. I just
I always worry because it's because their UI in this one instance. I love their layout and their design, but the UI in this one instance is horrible because those pop-ups all overlay. So you see the ad, and you got if your raid completed, you'll see the raid notification above it, and you got to click OK to get rid of the raid. But it's right there at the offer. And I'm just like, man, if I've got one click buy on or something, and it makes me nervous. They need to do something about that. But
I think they do it on purpose, honestly. But
probably. I'm with you. When I read this, my first inclination was to say, run away. Right? But I do love the IP, I had it not been for this game, I had not met you. I had not met, our wonderful community. I wouldn't be doing this podcast, which I love. So, I wouldn't do that, but I would say, be cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's just so much has come for like us specifically out of it, so it's hard to really say just like run away. So I would definitely just say go free to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't blitz as much.
Don't blitz. But new players, they really kind of need to.
Yeah,
because it's the only way they're going to get some of these newer characters.
Yeah,
I'm okay waiting until they become farmable because I've got in-game characters. I don't need the latest and greatest to compete. All right. Top 3 characters you each would like to see added to the game, and you cannot say Gambit.
Why?
Because it's part of the question.
I know. I wish that I don't know why they won't let me say Gambit, but all right.
Because I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Dr. Doom.
Okay.
Silver Surfer.
Okay.
And Professor Xavier.
Very solid choices, all 3. Yeah. Very solid. Since you can't say Gambit, I'm not going to say Deathlock. I figure it's fair if they're going to lock out your favorite, they're going to lock out my favorite.
Can you say Gambit for me?
No, because I could care less if he comes to the game. Look, I like Remy as a character. I just, I think the Gambit it's overplayed, but. Anyway,
I should have said Jubilee. Darn it!
Oh my god!
Thank you.
No. So I'd love to see Moon Knight come into the game. Who else from the Marvel universe?
So I haven't seen Rogue.
Rogue would be awesome. She
Yeah,
would be
Rogue would be
really, really
good.
cool. And I have a feeling, I almost feel like she may be coming, but Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. Oh, but also Nightcrawler
Nightcrawler would be badass.
would be sick.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider would be awesome. So
That's it. It's a
I think
good
we're
mention
off our
there.
3. Did you hear in the interview when I called him out a little bit? Confirm, start Kitty
Which
Pryde.
part? Oh yeah. That's right.
Because he was very specific. Like, if you want an X-Men and a Guardian. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, there's only one person that fits that, and that's Kitty Pryde, because she and
Yeah.
Star-Lord were married.
Yeah, you're right.
So, Kitty Pryde's coming, guys. I'm telling you.
I've never seen Moon Knight, so I don't know what his whole thing's about. But I see so many people talk about it, so he must be awesome.
So Moon Knight, he's a city hero. He's a schizophrenic, and has
Okay.
different powers based off of which personality.
Huh? That's interesting. Okay.
So yeah, definitely look it up. I read a lot of the late '80s, early '90s Moon Knight comics. He's I think I called that out right. That depending on, hold on a second. Let me see what his power set is. This won't take me that long. We need some background music when I do this stuff. If we had a switchboard, you know what? I might be doing that this week. I might be dipping back into the Ravager Report Fund for a switchboard.
That's fine. That's fair. That's true. So Devin brought up a good point. So apparently Disney Plus announced a Moon Knight TV show today, and so
I did not know this.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then yeah, we probably will get him in game whenever the show launches.
Wonder how they're going to handle that one.
Okay, Peon says his power changes with the phases of the moon. That's actually pretty cool.
That sounds really, really, really familiar here. Let's see. He was a boxer, U.S. Marine, mercenary, and costume superhero. Mark Spector has become an expert at hand-to-hand combat and various martial arts. He's an Olympic-level athlete and a skilled acrobat and gymnast, and excels as a combat strategist.
Jesus. This guy's resume.
Expert pilot, expert detective, interrogation expert, master marksman, weapons master, master martial artist. Has a pain resistance and telepathic resistance. So his suit has a glider cloak and armor vestment. I'm not seeing. So
This guy
powers.
sounds awesome.
So as a testament to the human brain, Moon Knight's state of mind has always caused his powers and abilities from Khonshu to come into question, as he himself at times is not a reliable source. It's been stated he may suffer from a madness so powerful it can only be described as magic. But they don't actually go into like his power set or what happens here. So
That's fine. That's not super important for right now.
yeah. Unlike most superheroes, Moon Knight is willing to brutally hurt and maim his opponents. And sometimes he's even killed his enemies.
All right, so he's cool status in my book.
Yeah. Or carving crescents on his victims' foreheads.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, it's but he's mentally ill, but it also may be possessed. So, yeah, it's look, I'm gonna link you this. Just read it. It's freaking fantastic.
Either way, I'm going to watch the show, and I'm definitely going to enjoy him if he comes in game.
Yeah.
Because he sounds awesome.
Yep. Okay, let's move on and ask just a few more here. Just a few more. Because I know you're not feeling well, and I don't want to keep you up too much. Who are you using in your Ultron team, Hebrew? I'm a horrible human being. You don't have Ultron yet, do you?
No, I do.
When did you unlock him?
Like 3 days ago.
You know, that would have been really important. And what'd you do this week?
I suppose so, yeah. I guess it's kind of like, I mean, like, everyone knew it was going to happen eventually, so I didn't think that it would affect too many people.
Oh, man.
But
did you get him to T13?
yeah.
Okay, so you're on your second run?
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually haven't started my second run yet, but yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah, dude, it's basically just auto through.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not at 5-star, but once you get 7-star, it's basically auto.
Yeah.
I had some difficulty at 5. You still gotta manually get in there once in a while, but dude, I did it in a day. I'd have done it in like 8 hours if the game didn't crash on that on the Ultron node itself.
Really?
Yeah, I was down to 2 Spider-Man left on the Ultron node because I was going to one-shot it. And the game froze on me. And I'd spent like, half an hour to an hour, working that Ultron node just to get to the right point.
Right.
And because, restarts and all that. And I was so mad, so frustrated, so that when I went back in and did it, I got Ultron down, and I got a few other people down, and then, Ultron died, and the team just fell apart, and I was like, I'm not restarting. I'm not doing this again. I'll just wait till tomorrow at this point.
Yeah. No,
But,
that's true.
Yeah, I'd have done it in one day. In just a few hours, actually.
So, yeah, that'll be pretty quick then for me.
Let's see. If a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
If a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
Yes.
He would chuck lots of wood. An infinite amount of wood until he died.
So my response is, I really don't know, but how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck Norse?
That's good.
But my Ultron team, I completely forgot to answer this one. My Ultron team. So in Arena, I run, because I don't have Phoenix, I run Star-Lord, Rocket, Ultron, Minerva, and I want to say Juggernaut. On defense, that's what I run. Though I've seen a really good one with Falcon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with that team because Falcon gives everybody speed up, or not speed up, but he just gives them speed bar, and it's just like I just sitting there going, "Can I take a turn now?" Oh no. Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, if your Falcon is geared up and everything, take a look at that on defense and try that out and see what you think. Let's see. Oh, if Gambit or Deathlock came to the game, would you buy packs for them?
I think I already said, unfortunately, no. I wouldn't anymore because I made the hard line in the sand that I was no longer spending.
Fair enough. Absolutely,
yeah, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
What about you for Deathlock?
Yeah, I probably would.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I was wrong.
Like, you
on
know
defense.
what you're getting into. You're an informed spender. So.
Yes. Yeah. I know what I'm getting into. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
My son started playing Strike Force because I got to tell you about the phones and all that. But my son started playing Strike Force, and I'm trying to guide him.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, and I was wrong on defense. I run Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, Minerva, and Ultron.
Oh, there you go.
Because, T13 7-star Groot. He's really
Yeah.
nice. Let's see. Thoughts on the Sony versus MCU Spider-Man fight?
Is there something new going on?
Well, did you hear about what happened this week?
No.
So Disney went to Sony and said, "Look," because it was time to kind of renegotiate things. They were like, "Look, we want half the profits."
Right.
Sony was like, "No." And the first report was they walked away from the table and didn't even come with a counter offer. But then the story got updated afterwards, saying that they did come back with a counter offer. I don't know if we know specifics or not. But basically, it broke down to the point where Disney and the MCU will no longer be involved with Spider-Man. Sony will have nothing to do with them. Kevin Feige will not be. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Feige. He will not be executive producer and involved in the Spider-Man franchise going forward. Somebody posted a meme. It's great. Disney comes to Sony, and Disney is number 2 from Austin Powers. And let's work together, and we've got this great franchise. We could make billions. And then Sony is Dr. Evil going, why make billions when we can make millions?
I mean, so true.
It's so true. I told my family today, and I was like, man, I cannot now wait for the 4th Spider-Man reboot after they crash and burn it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, is that, like, they don't have, like, anything really going for them. I mean, well, you know what? That's not true, because they did have Into the Spider-Verse, which did very well, and it was an incredibly good movie.
Into the Spider-Verse was incredibly good, and it was an amazing movie. But we're talking one movie out of now 8 Spider-Man.
I agree.
9 if you count Into the Spider-Verse. Venom did really good in the box office. Good enough that they're getting a second one. And I liked Venom. I know it got panned a bit, and maybe because people were expecting something that it just wasn't in the movie. But I actually thought Venom was really well done. But I like Tom Hardy.
I really like Tom Hardy. I think that I think I liked it more than most people, but it still was. I didn't think it was like amazing though at all.
Yeah, but Woody Harrelson is Carnage. I'm just going to end right there.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I have faith in Woody Harrelson. So,
but speaking of which, Zombieland 2.
Yeah, that was an interesting one,
right?
I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, my wife's like, my wife loves Zombieland when I finally got her to watch it with me, and my oldest boy loves it. But she's like, I don't know if I'll go pay to go see it.
Why? I certainly would.
I don't know, honey. We might have to agree to disagree on this one because she's not going to go see the Joker with me.
Why?
Maybe too dark.
Man, I think that's going to be. I'm hoping, and I think that it will be great.
Joaquin Phoenix is he's a phenomenal actor. Actor. So
yeah, that's what I'm like. I think in almost all of his movies, he's done very, very well. So yeah, I trust him, and I think that movie's going to be pretty good. So I'm excited for it.
Whoop! Hold on, let me mute this. Sorry, guys. That is not. We've reached where the last show ended.
Oh.
Let's see. You know what? Let's do this one and maybe one more, and we're gonna call it a night.
Okay.
Are you happy about the weekly blog posts from Fox Next? They seem to reveal very little most of the time.
So we've kind of had this discussion before from another question, but I mean, like, no, because I of course always want, lots of new interesting information. But that being said, I think being realistic, putting them on a 1-week schedule and expecting new awesome stuff every single week is just not going to happen.
Right.
Like, most of it is going to be fluff because no one can come up with content that quick. So yeah, I kind of expect this. This is what we get for wanting weekly updates, I think, and them agreeing to weekly updates is we're going to get a lot of fluff.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, this is what's coming. Congrats. And look, at least it may not be a calendar of events, but at least we're getting some heads up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we get a little bit of a blitz schedule, I guess.
So let's see. Actually, we're going to do two more. Now that you have Ultron, what did you switch your focus to?
So right now I'm prepping for Invisible Woman. Like I said, I guess in reality I'm not going to be able to get her in time, but I am prepping to hopefully get her on the next run. So,
are you ready to take Phoenix like level 70 tier 12?
Oh, no.
Do you think that you should be taking the resources you're putting into Invisible Woman for the second turn and putting that into being able to get Dark Phoenix or Phoenix ready to go?
Should I? Yes. Am I? No.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I've actually started holding. I've decided to start holding all my gold orbs again. Mm-hmm. But see, you can do that once you do the second run of Ultron and you get the same rewards again.
Yeah.
Those gold orbs are so nice.
That's true.
So you just hold on to those until you get Phoenix in a few weeks. So I did the same thing. I kind of switched over to getting ready for Phoenix. I'm working on a few more characters to get to T13. I'm quietly kind of in the background working on some AIM because they pretty much confirmed a rework. And so, I had a pretty decent head start. So,
I've been farming what's her face every single day since I got her 7-star drop.
Yeah, Scientist Supreme.
So,
yeah. Yeah, she's the one that's lacking for me. It's just so hard for me to drop 100 energy on her a day right now.
Yeah, I know.
Because I need gear. So,
yeah.
And then, so we're going to finish out, since you mentioned a 7 red star character that not many people would say, yes, you should definitely work on. Let's finish off with this question.
Mm-hmm.
I have the following characters as 6 red stars: Scarlet Witch, Loki, Kree Royal Guard, Mystique, and Ant-Man. Are any of them worth maxing out? My immediate response is yes to 3 of those. Very close on one of those, and meh on the last one. Scarlet Witch, Loki, and Kree Royal Guard, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think those 3, Kree Royal Guard for a best Kree team is fantastic. Loki, he's Loki. Scarlet Witch is a great Mystic Controller. I would say Ant-Man at 6 red stars. I've got a 5 red star Ant-Man who's like level 70, tier 10. He does some decent work. He's a very good. He doesn't get a lot of talk because he's not a top tier, but he's not bottom tier. I mean, he's very solid, upper middle tier character. I think for me, Mystique is the one I'm just kind of like, I wouldn't put the resources into her.
Yeah, I mean, Mystique is, like, if you want a true Brotherhood team, then yeah, sure. But, I mean, there's so many good hybrids around with them.
Yep.
But regardless, yeah, I would probably agree with what you're saying. I'd say the only change is potentially Mystique, depending on what your current roster looks like and who you have. But, yeah, it's... you're lucky that you have that many 6 stars, though. So
absolutely. I don't want.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm more jealous of that fact.
So there you have it, guys. That is our show for the week. Hebrew, before we head out, is there anything you would like to let everybody know?
I'm glad to be back. Thank you for taking over and holding the fort down while I was gone for the 2 weeks. And thanks to all the patrons, of course, for supporting us. We really appreciate it. As he mentioned, we're now going to be able to work on doing this new call-in segment because of some equipment that we were able to get and potentially talk to a soundboard now. So that's good because for anyone that doesn't know, like we have a fund that we've been saving up for a long time that basically we pull from whenever we need new stuff. So
and we haven't needed anything new until recently. And
right, exactly.
And that audio, I didn't even realize that guy had released the extra audio cables. So I was like, oh man, okay then. And for $5, done and done.
Exactly. And so we do that, and then we also pay for the yearly subscription for the show. So
which is coming up.
Nice and so it's nice to be able to kind of dump that back in and be able to get us more fun stuff to do. So thank all of you guys for your support. We really appreciate it. To our new patron this week, really appreciate it. And everyone that came out to listen, of course, you guys are awesome. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it.
Yeah, absolutely. As Hebrew said, we do want to thank you for listening to the Ravager Report. You can find us on any and all of your favorite podcast apps or by going directly to our Podbean site at ravagerreport.podbean.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating and a review, as it helps us make the show better for you. You can also find us on Twitter at Ravager Repo and join our Discord channel at discord.me/Ravager Report. If you would like to help support our show, you can do so at patreon.com/Ravager Report, and for just $5 per month, you can get early access to the uncut live show a day or two before it's released. Finally, we do want to send a great big shout out to all our listeners and patrons for their continued support. And until next time, keep fighting, true believers.